Next Radio with Broadcast Bionics. Innovative solutions for creative people.
Thanks for the introduction, Matt. At Radio Centre, we are committed to driving up and celebrating great creativity and great ideas within the commercial sector. So today I have 9 minutes, and what I'm going to do is share 3 examples of work that really push the boundaries in terms of creativity, that do something different and do something new. And all of these campaigns have been awarded at various award ceremonies throughout the past 12 months. Because a lot of the ideas I'm going to share are content-led, I don't have time to share them all, but they're all available on our website. Here is the URL. I'll share it again at the end of the session too. But in the spirit of creativity, what I'm going to do is think of a slightly more creative title for this presentation. And as it's Monday morning, I thought I'd kick off with Sex, Dogs, and Rock and Roll. So welcome to Monday, people. So getting the awkward one out of the way first, so obviously, sex. This is a campaign that was developed by Havas Media for Durex. It ran on Absolute Radio in the run-up to Valentine's Day earlier this year, and also to coincide with the launch of 50 Shades of Grey. And Durex had launched a new website, and this was to promote that. The campaign started with a series of teasers which encouraged listeners to download their mobile app. And once you had this app and the Durex ads were playing on air, the app enabled you to access visual content. I'm not going to show that now. And also special promotions for their products. I think what I liked about this, actually, when I was out the door, I heard them talking about mobile. And what this does, brilliantly, is seeing broadcast radio being used for what it's good at, for brand building, for telling stories, for creating intrigue, but then driving to mobile and point of purchase. And I'd love to see more brands doing that, building mobile marketing into their campaigns. The judge, whose name is Billy Faithfull, the irony wasn't lost, at WCRS, he's the executive creative director there. And what he said is, what's fantastic about this is that it shows that radio can be more than just radio, that's bold and it's ambitious, and those are all the kind of things that radio can be and should be. So, next, on to the second, much more savoury example of creativity within radio. This campaign made a little bit of radio history for us this year. D&AD, who are a very prestigious award ceremony for creativity, they awarded their first black pencil, which is the highest accolade. They awarded the first time for a radio campaign in 32 years. As a bit of background to this campaign, the client was Mars Pedigree, and the agency is a New Zealand agency called Calenzo. It came from the insight that lots of dog owners, when their dog's left at home on their own, they get lonely, they get destructive occasionally, so lots of people actually leave the radio on for their dogs to listen to. So the creative agency really got into this and developed a whole radio station on content or sounds that would appeal to dogs. And you know how if you do a great storybook for children, it appeals on both levels. It can be something that children enjoy and understand, and the parents do too. Similarly with this, although it was made up of sounds and frequencies that are dog-friendly, it's also a great example of craft and writing, and it's very funny, and that is what actually impressed the judges at D&AD. And I've got a short clip to play for you now.
You're listening to Talkies on Pedigree K9 FM. Today's topic, when does a stick become a branch? When does a branch become a log? And when does a log become a tree? Today's experts are tree surgeon Dr. Peter Shaw and forester Michael Beaumont. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us on Talkies. Let's start at the beginning then, shall we? At what point does a branch become a log?
I tend to think of it as when you can float on it.
That's interesting.
When you can use it as buoyancy, really.
Buoyancy.
Buoyancy. If you can make a structure out of
Logs.
the wood, it is a log.
Like you don't have branch cabins in the woods.
No, you wouldn't have a branch cabin.
No.
Small one.
Well, you'd have a little, sure. I mean, maybe a toy.
If you're making a log cabin, you'd make a model for it.
Yes.
Preliminary model out of sticks,
Got it.
probably. And then
Intermediate model out of branches.
Yep.
And then
Then
full
the
size.
full scale, 1-to-1 in logs.
This is a wonderful debate if you've just joined us. We were sort of discussing earlier that a branch is attached to a tree. Sticks are generally not attached
On
to
the
the
ground.
tree. They're on the ground. If we can push that further and just sort of see where this takes us, what point does a log become a tree?
When it is still stuck in the ground with stuff growing out of it.
I'll just stop you there.
Yep.
I would argue that life, that's when a log becomes
I'm not
a tree.
completely sure I understand.
What he's trying to say
any
is
of-
when it's stuck in the ground with
any
things
of
growing
that.
out of it.
A
see.
tree is alive.
Tree is alive. Okay. Well, I mean that's
Log, no.
a log. Okay. You've been listening to Talkies on Canon FM. I think we really pruned our way to the heart of the issue there. You know,
Let's go easy there.
you know.
That's great.
Coming up next week, we'll be in discussion with quantum physicist Alfred Knox and senior store manager of Jim's Sporting Goods Simon Partridge in discussion of where is the ball really. Thank you for joining us on Pedigree Canon FM. This has been Talkies.
So I think a great example of writing, very funny, and shows what you can do with longer form on commercial radio, if you want to explore that. I don't have a lot of time now, but last but not least, Rock and Roll is brought to you by Global Radio. Last year, they did a fantastic piece of promotional work where they rebranded XFM for the launch of X-Men. They've also created a case study which shows the various elements and touch points that they brought the brand to life through XFM. So I'm going to show you that case study now.
Global had an idea, a big idea, an excellent idea. For one day only, XFM would become X-Men FM.
We've taken our DNA and we've fused it with the DNA of the film X-Men Days of Future Past, and that's because somebody noticed that there was an X in XFM and also an X in X-Men Days in Future Past, and that's how marketing works.
We wanted to deliver 20th Century Fox a masterclass in branded content, poured over every facet of XFM's output to find clever ways of integrating the film into the fabric of the station, leading to everything from a new X-Men FM station logo and redesign of the XFM website, the re-recording of all station imaging for the day.
X-Men FM. X-Men FM.
The weather being sponsored by X-Men character Storm.
Crafted from the mutant power of Storm. This is X-Men FM weather.
Even changing the name of the station on all DAB and TV EPGs for the day. Working closely with 20th Century Fox, XFM negotiated access to the film's cast to secure exclusive on-air and online content from the likes of Ian McKellen, Michael Fassbender, and the hugely talented Patrick Stewart. Wolverine himself, Hugh Jackman, even agreed to co-host the breakfast show on the day. Now let's not forget, XFM is a commercial radio station, so a full X-Men takeover also meant taking over the ad breaks.
The Xavier Institute for Higher Learning. To apply, just think Cerebro really hard.
To Wolverine razor blades.
Real men choose a shape so clean. So clean. Wolverine!
With 6 adamantium blades to give you the closest shave ever. The Wolverine/6 razor.
Wolverine!
All of this was supported with huge social noise across X-Men FM's rebranded Facebook, Twitter, and CRM platform. XFM's disruptively entertaining idea helped deliver 20th Century Fox the biggest opening weekend for an X-Men film and 20th Century Fox's second biggest opening ever.
I think what's great about this is the ambition of it, that there are big names in there, there's a big idea, and it's absolutely true to XFM's own brand identity as well, so it was great bringing the two brands together. This was awarded 2 Lions at Cannes this summer, and I think it's a fantastic piece of work. If you do want any of the case studies that I've shown here, or the ads themselves, or in the logos, these are all available on the Radio Centre website. And if you have any questions, please do get in touch, and I hope that that's shown you what can be done in terms of creativity in the commercial sector, and hopefully we'll be seeing more of that over the coming months. Thank you.
Claire, thank you.